guys. So we're finally there. We're finally gonna do alcohol ink. Whoop, whoop. Okay. I'm gonna go over what we're gonna need for this project. So first thing is probably controversial. I don't know actually how you guys feel about using alcohol during our current pandemic, but if you have it, you want to use it, do the project now. If you want to save it, do the project after the pandemic is over. And if you have plenty of alcohol, it's a good way to use it up. Excuse me. You're gonna need straws. Really only need one straw. I have a bag because of classes, but you know, any kind of straw, plastic straw, metal straw, silicone straw, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you want to recycle some straws, this is a good way to do it. Let's see. We have some alcohol blending solution. This is not absolutely necessary. It's helpful, but if you have the alcohol, you don't really need this, but it's a thing from Tim Holtz. I have several brands of alcohol ink here. This is the Tim Holtz brand of alcohol ink, Ranger ink. You can find that at craft stores. This is Jacquard Pinata, which is very similar. You can find this at art supply stores. This is Brie Reese, and this is a fairly new brand, but this can be found at Target, Hobby Lobby, and I also found some at Tuesday Morning. If you're lucky, you can find it there cheap. And this brand is a brand from Amazon called Just Resin, and came in a kit of 14 colors. Looks like so. They're not too bad either. Let's see, I've got a ceramic tile here that we're gonna work on. You can get these at Home Depot, Lowe's, any place like that, a hardware store. And it's just a standard ceramic tile, shiny tile. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a trivet with this. Okay, I think that's everything. Oh, here's a clear top coat just in your spray paint section that we'll use after our project is dry. So let's get started. Okay, so I have my alcohol in a little squeezy bottle. I just decant it into here. You can use a squeeze bottle, a spray bottle. You can use it straight out of the bottle. If you use a spray though, it's not going to be very precise, just so you know. You can use a dropper. Lots of things you can do. So I'm going to place some alcohol on the tile here. And then I'm going to grab some of this Brie Reese Prussian Blue. I'm only going to do a couple, 3 drops. I'm going to use our straw. We're going to breathe in here and blow out into this drop. And move that alcohol ink around to where you want it. Now I'm going to use a more of a turquoise color. This is Pinata Baja Blue. If I can get it open. Sometimes I'm not using that. I can't get it open right now. I'll try here we go. How about Tim Holtz Pool? I'm going to do a couple drops of that. I'm almost out of that. I'm going to add a little bit more alcohol because it took me so long. It started to dry out a little bit. And really all you're doing is moving the color around. Blowing designs through it. I'm gonna use Tim Holtz Stone Washed. So I'm trying to keep this in like a blue-green type of palette. You don't want to do so many colors that you get mud. That's true for every art project. You can turn it where you want to make your design the way you want it. I'm going to grab some green. What are you? Now this is called Stream. Hopefully you can see, you really don't need that much alcohol to do a tile this size, because the inks move very well on the ceramic. You can blow it through the straw. You can also move it by hand. You can actually use your fingers in there if you want to adjust anything. I suggest you do this on top of something so it's easy to clean. And I need, is that what I want? Here's a nice green. I want it to look a little bit like an underwater wave, but you can only tell it so much where to go. Fluid art's gonna, in the end, do exactly what it wants to do, no matter what you tell it to do. So if you're like an OCD, symmetry, precise kind of person, this is not the artwork for you. I've told so many people that they want to control it so much, and this is not the media you should be working in if that's going to bother you. That's much more suited for like acrylic painting or something. It's going to stay where you put it. Oh, I like this. Okay, I'm going to do one more line of like dark blue. This is Sapphire Blue from the Let's Resin brand. And I'm going to run it all the way across like this. Perfect. If you use your straw to move ink around, be sure you don't put that end in your mouth. Now, once you get to the point where you really like it, keep using the straw to blow it dry. Let it sit to let it dry, or you can also use a very light fan or air dryer on it, very light, because it'll still move it if it's wet. You know, come from far away, very light. Okay, make sure you close your inks. Now, another technique you can do is to make an accent color, excuse me, like a white or a metallic let's see if I can find a metallic to do here. Here's gold, Pinata Gold. Metallic colors you have to shake up very, very, very well. Here, that one has a BB in it, whereas a regular one doesn't, you see? It's because they have micas in them that need to be mixed up into the ink. And they tend to sit where you put them a little more than regular alcohol ink does. But we're gonna make a little line around here, just like that. Maybe I'll do one here too. You can move this around a little with the straw, but I kind of like the way this looks the way it is, so I'm not going to move it. Let's see if I can pick it up and show you guys a little closer. Let's see. Okay, so that's how simple it is, just like that. You can make this as a trivet. I use one to hold my teacup here at work. I use one for that. It's, you know, you can set hot plates and stuff on it, but it has to be sealed before you can do that. You can go to the hardware store, you can get little felt feet or little rubber feet that you can put on this so it'll sit up a little bit from your table. When it's completely dry, and I mean like the next day kind of dry, you're gonna get your clear spray paint. You can use this, you can use Kamar varnish, anything like that, as long as it's a spray, because you can re-wet this alcohol very, very easily. This ink very, very easily. And if you want, like the design that you have, you don't want to re-wet it because it'll start moving around again. That's why I say wait like a day. Make sure it's completely dry to the touch. When you spray it, you're gonna want to have it, I mean, far away, like this. Take it outside if you can, especially because of fumes. You're gonna have it far, far away, and you're gonna barely pull the trigger on that spray. You want it to just like float onto it very finely. You do not want big drops falling on it. You don't want it to be wet from it. That's what's gonna, you know, destroy your artwork. So you go from far away, up high, let it just float down on there just a little bit at a time, and that's gonna seal it after a while for you. So that way you can put hot cups on it, you can put, you know, hot plates on it, things like that, and it's gonna be okay. But that's the thing you have to be most careful about. Make sure it's dry, and understand, it's almost like doing makeup setting spray. You know, if you get it too close to your face, you get those big drops in your makeup, it ruins your makeup. Same exact thing. You want a fine mist, okay? And that just comes from being further away from the piece and having it atomize in the air a little bit before it actually hits the piece, okay? So don't be heavy-handed with that. Take it in layers. Do a layer, come back, do another layer, come back, do another layer. That way it's nice and dry and you're not worried about messing up your artwork, okay? Even in classes, I tend to be the one to spray the pieces for the students, because it's just, you've got to be so careful with it. But anyway, here's how this came out. And tomorrow I'll come back and I'll spray it to seal it, and then I'll have my nice little ocean tile piece. You can actually do these, you know, on a large scale and actually use them in a floor. You can use them in a bathroom. They would end up being sealed like that, and then they would be sealed with like a resin finish or waterproof resin finish or something like that before they got grouted into something, but it is possible. But if you have any questions, just let me know. And that's gonna be our bite-sized art for today. Thank you for joining me. I hope everybody learned something, and I hope everyone's staying safe and not bored out of their mind. See you guys later. Bye.